Okay. Next question. Hi, Bill. Could you recommend any books or resources to learn more about technical analysis?
Okay. So this is a good question. Um, let me tell you what I did when I was young. I got this book called Technical Analysis of Futures Markets. It was written by the guy who started, I believe, stockcharts.com. It was one of the original technical analysts. Okay. This book, John Murphy. Okay. I got to take a course with somebody who studied directly underneath him. All right. Now, in many ways, this can be the cure for insomnia. Okay. I got a workbook that came with it. I don't know if it's available. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at one more thing because, candlesticks have become, the standard way to look at markets, but it wasn't always the case. Okay. Um, I took a course. There was 3 people in this course at the New York Institute of Finance in downtown Manhattan with a guy named Steve Nissen. Now, this individual, this is back in like the early 90s, worked with a translator to transcribe the original manuscripts for Japanese candlesticks, and he wrote a book which changed everything, right? Like candlesticks were advanced technical analysis in the late 90s or in the mid 90s. So even though they're everywhere, right? I'm not sure everybody is totally familiar with what they mean. And sometimes I would like to take this book and pick it up and read it every now and then because it is always a refresher. Okay. And I think this is a great place to start because candles are everywhere in crypto.
All right. That's great. That's great, Bill. So I'll also just add one resource that's pretty easy and it's also free. I think if you just go to Investopedia, technical analysis course, that's pretty. I know that's been pretty popular. Let me just see if I can pull that up here. Actually, they have a paid one as well, but we're looking for the free one. Then there's also one called Baby Pips that I know lots of traders have mentioned that. Um, Let me just see if I can pull that up here as well. Because I think lots of people who get into Forex use that course. Don't quote me on that. It should be free, I believe, unless something has changed since I last looked at it. Right. So this is babypips.com. It's mainly for Forex, but I think there's also, but I mean, TA is TA, right? They go through kind of all the basics. Then the other one I mentioned was, what is this? Okay. I'll just Google Investopedia technical analysis, right? So those are 2 free resources that come to mind. And we're also working on creating our own Token Metrics Academy. Stay tuned for that. As we've covered this before, we've actually had Bill go through and write deep dive guides on technical analysis. We also have a video that's in the works that's about a half hour long, kind of going through the basics of technical analysis. We'll also be doing some exercises, so stay tuned on that. Timeline for that is, I would say, next year. Probably more of middle or later next year, not so much early next year. But be sure to, okay, Bear Metal says very excited for Token Metrics Academy. Absolutely. Josim says, thanks, Bill, about Candlestick Book, but do we need any more? We got Token Metrics, Bill and Ian. Yes, I mean, we have the live stream every Sunday and the videos. Demisoft says Baby Pips was super helpful. That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. All right. But yeah, that's definitely in the works. So stay tuned.